As of September 21st, it's officially fall, which means it's soup season, so let's make some roasted tomato soup. For the tomatoes, I have about 3 pounds of Roma tomatoes. You can use plum tomatoes also. So I just need to cut these in half lengthwise. If you can find the ones with little imperfections, they're generally also cheaper. And for this, who cares what they look like? And I also have my big baking sheet with a little bit of a liner on it. You can use parchment paper, or you don't necessarily need a liner. And I'm gonna put them all face up on here. But you definitely wanna have a fairly large tray because it's a lot of tomatoes. Now that they're all on the tray, I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil over top. You can be pretty liberal with this. Next is a good sprinkling of salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. I know this part is optional. If you like it spicy, you can add some crushed chili flakes. It's not really gonna make it super spicy because I'm not adding too much. And then I also have some fresh thyme. And I'm just gonna lay some on some of the tomatoes. Now, once my oven is preheated, these will go in the oven for 45 minutes. My tomatoes have been in the oven for about 30 minutes now, which means it's time to start working on the rest of the soup. I have a large pot here. It's over medium-high heat. I'm gonna add a good glug of olive oil to that. So I think my pan is hot enough now. I'm gonna add my 2 onions that are finely diced. Give that a good stir. And I'm also gonna add my 5 cloves of garlic that are chopped. Now, of course, if you don't like garlic that much, you can add less. And if you're a vampire, don't add any, okay? So from here, I basically just wanna cook my onions and garlic down for maybe 10 minutes until the onions have browned and softened. My tomatoes are done now. I'm gonna take them out of the oven. It smells so good. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, they look amazing. My onions have browned nicely. I'm gonna add some butter because everything is better with butter. This is about 2 tablespoons-ish. I'm gonna add my basil. This is about maybe 1.5 cups. I'm gonna place all of my tomatoes into the pot, and after that, pour all of the juice as well. Oh my gosh, these roasted tomatoes are gorgeous. And finally, well, not quite finally, I'm gonna add about 3 cups of chicken stock. You can use vegetable stock also. This happens to be homemade chicken stock, which is extra delicious. And you can follow my recipe in the description below for that. Then I wanna bring this back up to a boil and let that simmer for about another 40 minutes. Good soup takes a while, folks. You gotta be patient. It's gonna be so good though. I'm gonna use my immersion blender to blend everything up. And if you don't have an immersion blender, you can just mash it with a potato masher and you'll have like a chunky soup, or you can take it out in small batches and blend it in a regular blender. Just be careful because it's hot. Now, just to add even more creaminess to this, I'm gonna add some cooking cream. This is 35%, so it's pretty high. Just gonna add 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup, somewhere in there, a good drizzle. And now the key to having a good soup is to make sure that you test it and adjust the seasoning, so I'm gonna do that. Oh, it's so good. Soup is done. I'm gonna have a big bowl of it. I can't wait. This is seriously, I think, one of the best tomato soups I've ever had. This would be perfect on a rainy Sunday with maybe a grilled cheese. Ooh, giving me ideas. I'd love to know if you try this at home, so let me know how it goes. And while you're here, click on one of these other great videos and subscribe for more amazing recipes.